Remember the last time you were sure about a big decision, but you ended up missing something crucial? How do you determine if your business idea is a stroke of genius or a roadmap to nowhere? In business, what glitters isn't always gold. Meet Bhushan. He already has a business, but he feels extremely unfulfilled. So he has an idea for a new business that will give him that fulfillment. But he's missing one crucial thing: validation. Plus, he doesn't know how to build an audience because no one knows him yet. He isn't sure on his pricing, and he isn't even sure if he's selling the right thing. And if he doesn't figure this out, he may never find that fulfillment he so desperately craves. In the coming minutes, I'm going to break down his entire business idea, adjust his business model, show him how to grow an audience, tell him what to charge, and give him an entire pitch to sell it like wildfire. Can I do it? Let's find out.
Hi, my name is Bhushan Lele. I am 41 years old. I live in St. Pete, Florida, and I'm here to get my business idea roasted.
Okay, man. In one sentence, what is your business idea?
So Plan for 10 helps you figure out which of your business ideas are garbage and which are brilliant, so you can start the right business with clarity and confidence.
And this is startup. You're not making any money per month with this business.
I've just put this up because I'm going to do YouTube videos and hopefully learn more from your content.
In the simplest of terms, what is the main problem preventing you from already having this business going and being profitable?
Audience.
Can you expand on that?
Need to garner an audience, generate leads for this one-page business idea evaluation software.
What are you planning on doing for your clients?
Right. So it's actually a one-page screen. And what it does is that it asks them the same questions that veteran entrepreneurs would ask themselves when evaluating business ideas. I've put that into a framework, into a tool, and it's one page, and it helps them figure out which of their business ideas are trash and which are good.
I have a bunch of business ideas and I have a problem. I'm going to use your software tool to solve what problem? How would you articulate the problem?
The problem is, which business idea of mine should I pursue? Because I have a few different ones in my head.
I just have to ask why you're qualified to create this.
Yeah, so I've grown up in business. That's all I have done, but I am not a natural entrepreneur. My father is the youngest to take a company public on the Bombay Stock Exchange when he was 32 in India. And I kind of fell into that lifestyle, first worked with him and then started my own businesses. Was not intuitive with it, was not natural with it. And I had the resources to play around. So I've done a lot of different types of businesses. So it's very much a personal journey of mine that I had to solve for myself and realize what I am good at versus what my dad is good at, what my interests are versus what my father's interests are, and find an alignment between that and what's out there in the business world.
Why are you qualified to help people come up with a good business idea?
Because I've gone through it myself for the last 15 years. And I've made a lot of mistakes and done some good things also.
Now, let's say that you never get this off the ground. You never grow an audience. Nobody cares. This business goes nowhere. What's at stake? Why are you doing this?
It's a personal journey of mine, and I want this content to be out there.
Are you doing this for money?
Yes, I am.
Do you have enough money right now?
Yes, I do.
If this business never takes off, you're completely fine financially. You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to be able to pay for your mom's dialysis, nothing like that.
100%.
So what's really at stake here is that you want to make some sort of impact, and you have other businesses, correct?
Yes, I have two other businesses.
You don't make an impact in those businesses?
No.
What are those businesses?
One is Paver Supply Warehouse. We are the largest distributor of pavers and paver supplies.
So you sell rocks, got it.
Yep.
So what's the second business?
Custom logo cases. It's kind of a promotional products company.
That sounds like it doesn't make jack squat. How much does it make?
That one I can share. That one makes about $100,000 a year.
Okay, so 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
So jack squat.
In net income, yeah, I mean.
How are you going to have a business at 10 grand a month unless is it a solo business or do you have employees?
I have a few virtual assistants. Yep.
It's nothing big. You're not.
Yeah. It's a side business. It's almost like it's an investment. It's almost like having a
Does
rental.
the paving business do well?
Yes.
Like millions well?
Yes.
Why do this?
Yeah, I guess I have a little bit of a different story in the sense that business is not glitzy for me. For me, it's really been about finding my place in the business world. I want to make money, but I want to be happy doing it. And I've made money Some money, not great money.
You've made money, but there's not much fulfillment in selling rocks that people put in front of their garage.
Not to me, not to me. I've enjoyed parts of structuring the business and things that I'm good at, but at the end of the day, yeah.
So for you, it's about fulfillment. It's about for a need to be maybe recognized and show that you have something to offer to the world besides putting some stones in their yard.
Sure, yes.
Let me ask a few questions to understand your business a little bit more, and then I want to hear your pitch. I want to hear you pitch me on your offer, and then I'm going to give you a better pitch, okay? But first, in order for me to truly understand this so I can give you a good pitch, let me just ask you a few more questions. How much do you plan to charge for this?
I was thinking $19 a month if it really gets to the big volume. Otherwise, I also
I mean, that's a terrible idea.
uh-huh.
It's horrible. All right, think about this, right?
Yeah.
It's a business idea. So I have 10 business ideas. I use your software. I put the business ideas in, and it gives me feedback on how good those ideas are and which one I would pursue, right?
Yes.
So what happens when I put my business ideas in and your software says, pick number 4? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do number 4. Now what do I need you for?
So it's not like it doesn't automatically spit out an answer. It is essentially it's a course built into a framework. It's a framework. We're teaching a framework and solving, like, again, those problems that veteran entrepreneurs solve when evaluating business ideas. So I do think that people will need to use it for months until they're ready to act. I do feel that so many
Okay, let's say 3 months, $19 a month. You've made like 50 something dollars. What are you thinking?
I see what you mean. Yep.
You're solving a brief problem. What is the next problem they have when your software says, hey, this is a good business idea? And why do they need a course? Is the course on how to come up with a good business idea, how to evaluate your business idea? Why is there a course if there's a software? You know, explain to me how this all fits together.
The first track is solving the persistence problem. And that answers the question, will I have the energy to persist? And basically the framework there is use your interest to solve a problem for a group of people that you want to influence and have the ability.
The point is, what problem are you continuously solving? For $19 a month, somebody's going to come in, use it for a couple months, get the answer they want, and bounce. What's to prevent them from bouncing?
I think that I've seen this. I've seen that people spend a lot more time thinking of ideas and evaluating ideas, and there's only a much smaller group that actually acts on it within a couple months. And those people who are going to act on it in a couple months, they're more so the natural entrepreneurs. They're more so the fire and then think.
Doing the Planet Fitness model for this. You're basically hoping that they don't get a result.
No, I want them to get
Well, the result would be they log in, they take your course/software, they pick an idea, and they move forward. For them to stick around and for you to make money, they have to do the opposite. They have to sit there in ideation mode forever, which is a death sentence for entrepreneurs. So basically, just like when you go to Planet Fitness, they give you free pizza on Fridays, there's no heavy weights, and if you work out hard at all, they publicly shame you, because you would think with as liberal as they are, they wouldn't publicly shame you, but they publicly shame you with the lunk alarm, all right? It's a gym for fat people who want to stay fat. What I'm hearing from you is you're creating a software for entrepreneurs that want to stay wantrepreneurs.
No, I don't want to do that. So if that's where I'm headed, I want to correct myself.
Now, if you said to me, Dan, we have a software and a course that shows you how to pick your idea, how to evaluate it, how to make sure it's good, and then once it's approved, it shows you what to do every step of the way to turn your idea into a reality. Well, now that's a different story. Does that make sense?
I mean, based on the feedback that you're giving, I feel like maybe it's not a monthly thing and it's a course that I sell upfront. And then the software tool is what creates a little bit more stickiness, because then your ideas, you're evaluating your ideas on there, and you have that history of ideas, and it's your online workspace. And maybe that could be like the back end, like, $20 a month that you can continue on with.
Let me ask you a question.
Afterwards. Yeah.
You're telling me you're an entrepreneur that has multiple businesses and you've made millions in your rock paving business, and you know a lot about business and entrepreneurship, correct?
Yes.
Why are you only worth $20 a month?
I definitely have a passion and interest in this. I need to find the right market and understand who I need to be speaking to, because at one point I even was wondering whether to go into the education space and try to get this into, yeah, educational institutions like universities. And in that case, it would be like B2B sales, you know, like a little bit more enterprise sales.
Why do you only think you're worth 20 bucks a month?
I understand.
But I'm seriously asking you a question. Why do you think you're only worth 20 bucks a month?
I think my vision for this is I want to improve entrepreneurial education.
So this is a charity. This is a cause. This is not a business.
Right.
What is the primary purpose of a business? To make what?
To make money, yes.
To make money. So you're telling me right now you really don't want to make money with this. You just want to like basically show off to the world and say, I'm cool and I can help you guys. That's ego. That's status. That's a softer way to put it would be called contribution. These are not things that lead to a profitable business.
Yep.
Why don't you just take the millions of dollars you make from your paving business and why don't you just go speak at colleges or create a YouTube channel and talk about this stuff and give it away for free? Because at 19 bucks a month, you're not going to make no money. You could make some money, but based on what you're telling me, what I would do if I were you is I would sell this for $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $3,000 as like a course and year-long software program, and then I would add stickiness to it. I would allow them to track things. I'd allow them to save a history of all the evaluations they did. I'd allow them to continuously get use out of the software as they build their idea into a tangible reality. I had a company one time that I started. It was called How to Think. And the idea was I had the same exact idea you have. I had made millions in business, I had helped a lot of people, and I wanted to give back. And so I created this $7 a month iPhone app. And what I did was I created a daily audio where I just gave some insight on how to think about success. And it took an incredible amount of my time, and it cost a couple $100,000 to create. Now, when I launched it, I actually, believe it or not, made that money back because I'm a very good marketer. I'm fortunate enough to have the ability to do that. However, there was a crash, an Amazon server crash that fried thousands of apps. And when Amazon fixed the crash, it changed the code, and all of these apps had to basically rewrite their code. I had just spent multiple six figures on this thing. Basically, what happened was I had to do it all over again. The companies like 𝐃𝐚 and all that had VC capital and hundreds of employees, no problem. Their developers got on it, fixed within a day or a few days. For me, I was not willing to throw another, because then I'm thinking to myself, well, what happens next? You know, I can't do this on $7 a month. Maybe if I had venture capital and I had investors, I could weather the storm until it became, but that's not what I do. I don't take on, I like to be self-made, not self-made as in nobody's helped me, self-made as in nobody gave anything to me. I've never taken on investors for anything. I realized in that moment that if I wanted to give back, you know, I just need to give back. So that's why I created this YouTube channel, and that's why I help business owners, and I try to save business owners one company at a time by doing these calls. And I don't charge for it. It's free. People do watch these videos and they sign up for my other products, but for me to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on an app that's only $7 a month, it just didn't make financial sense. And so I had a temporary lapse in judgment where I broke a fundamental rule that I already knew. And it sounds like you're breaking a fundamental rule that you already know.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And I've also listened to your content before, and I'm breaking that as well. Yep.
We're going to get to your pitch in a second, but let me ask, does this help you sort of rethink about your pricing and how to deliver and what you deliver?
Yes, I need to go create a course, $1,000.
You need to make it sticky.
I do think the software does have a sticky component to it because they do put their ideas on there, and there is a history of it, and there's a way to work with it. So if they get used to that, I do think there's a stickiness to it, but only as far as once they're out of the...
You think there's a stickiness to it, but when people start using it and they leave or don't leave, that's when you will know. And again, there's another fundamental rule. It's not about what you think, it's about what the data says. How many times have you thought something was going to be one way and then you did it and the data told you something different? How many times?
Yep.
All the time.
Often.
Often,
Yes,
right? Exactly. Do you know why business owners can actually help other business owners quite easily, but for some reason they can't help themselves?
Yeah, we have our own blind side, I guess.
So when you're playing golf It doesn't matter if you're really good at golf. There could be someone standing 10 feet from you who's not as good as golf as you, but they can see in your swing the flaw, the slice, where you're dropping your elbow, where you're putting your foot easier than you can because you can't see it at all. Why? Because your eyeballs are in your skull and your hands are right here. You can't pluck your eyeballs out of your skull, walk 10 feet, turn your eyeballs around, and look at you. So you can't even see what you're doing because all you can see is kind of like a little bit of your shoulders, your biceps, your forearms, your hands, and your feet. You can't, like, what are you going to do? You can't see. You're too close to it. That's why you can't see it. So you're probably very qualified and you know this stuff, but because it's your baby, it's your golf swing, you can't see it. Does that make sense?
100%, yes.
Let me hear in roughly 30 seconds your pitch for your business.
The Plan for 10 scorecard helps you figure out which of your business ideas are garbage and which are brilliant so you can start the right business with clarity and confidence.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good was that pitch?
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah. You're a much better sales and marketer.
My score would be a wounded dog limping down the road while bleeding out and whimpering. That's the score I would give you. It was below 1. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Let's try this. Have you always dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur? And you're so creative. You have so many ideas that if you took a notepad and wrote down all the business ideas you had, you'd need another notepad or maybe 3. This is a common problem every entrepreneur has. But what are the consequences of not choosing one? You get lost in this sea of ideas and you drown. You never actually make it to land. It's because you spend all your times wondering what could be instead of creating and making what is. And that is what Plan for whatever your company is called will help you solve. We have a comprehensive training program and software where you can put all your business ideas, and our software will do exactly what people like billionaires on Shark Tank do, what professional investors do, and professional business consultants do. It will evaluate your idea. It will tell you if it's good, if it'll tell you if it's bad, it'll tell you if it's doomed to fail or if there is a future, and all the reasons why in between. And so you can take all your ideas, put it into our software, and it will tell you based on real in-the-field business knowledge and expertise which one is good and which one is bad. And the feedback it gets you will allow you not just to choose the right business idea, but actually refine and polish that business idea to make it good. And once you've chosen that idea, the software will help you bring it to life and actually make it a reality. It's sort of like your own Shark Tank just for you, and they don't take a cut of your business. And the great part is it is affordable and you can get instant access to it right now. Click here for a free trial, or click here to sign up, or click here, whatever, something like that. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of that?
10. You're amazing at what you do. Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. You can use it. It's yours. You can have it. You can transcribe this later and use it, okay? Now, I'm going to give you a 30-day plan. But before I do, let me ask you this. What do you think the big reason is why you aren't growing or can't grow an audience?
I'm making space for my other businesses right now to start this, but I don't have any credibility, authority. So starting from scratch.
Right. Well, everybody starts from scratch when they don't have an audience. You're no different. So what? My question is, what's preventing you from gaining that credibility?
Just taking massive action with the right things.
That flowery language you hear on all the Instagram profiles. Blah, blah, blah. I want to hear what you're actually going to do about it.
Okay. Yeah. Starting a YouTube channel. I want to see if I can get on any podcasts because I do have a voice specifically in...
How many business decisions do you make per day in your rock paving business?
Maybe about 5 or 7.
5 to 7 business decisions every day in your other business, which makes well over $1 million, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. So
yes.
Every single time you make a decision in your business, I want you to take your phone and I want you to say, hey, it's Bhushan, and I want to share with you a decision I just made in my business. So here's what happened, and here's what I decided to do. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're looking to start a business, hopefully this helps you. Something like that. All right.
Yeah.
And then over
Okay.
time, you'll figure out what the right hooks are. Like, for instance, to improve that, what's the last decision you made in your business?
We're making a decision about our second location for Paper Supply.
And why are you making that decision?
We're trying to figure out the best way to sustain in the Tampa market for moving from Hillsborough to Pinellas.
Have you ever considered expanding your business and you wonder what's the right move to do so? Well, I own a 7-figure rock paving business in Tampa, Florida. And today we decided we wanted to expand our business because we wanted to have a bigger market share in the Tampa area. We decided to open a location near XYZ. And the reason for this was because blah, 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 blah. We believe that this is the right decision because blah, 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 blah. If you're trying to expand your business, hopefully this helps. And you could also add in there like a framework, right? This is always great. So if you're looking to expand your business, here's a framework of how you can think about it. Ask yourself this, then ask yourself that, then ask yourself this, and then you'll get to that. Hopefully this helps. Drop me a comment and let me know. If you make 4 to 5 decisions a day, that's 4 or 5 reels a day that you can make, post it on Instagram, grow your Instagram audience, and then you just say, by the way, if you need help with a business idea, check my link in bio. That link in bio goes directly to a VSL, blah, 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 done deal.
Yeah, behind the scenes and connecting to the person.
Okay, 30-day plan. I want you to reevaluate your offer. I want you to focus on how to make it sticky and how to help people beyond a problem that once the problem is solved, they leave. I want you to continuously help them, okay? Map it out. Even if you don't have the product ready yet, I want you to start doing those Instagram reels, and you can also make long-form versions of them as well. And I want you to start making that content now. Since you don't have the product ready, it doesn't sound like you have it ready, that's okay. Just leave out the CTA and give pure value. Build an audience while you're making your product. And what you will notice is you have an advantage. You have a business, another business is providing you income. You can afford to make content, and as you're making content, you'll see what people are struggling with. And then you can do polls. Hey, struggling to pick a business idea, what's your biggest problem or what's your biggest question, right? And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is what people actually think. This is what people are actually struggling with. And you might change and refine your offer to actually suit your market.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Market research.
Yeah.
Holy moly. You know, does this make sense?
Yes. Is there a reason you keep mentioning Instagram? I was thinking YouTube and LinkedIn, but
okay, well, LinkedIn is for professionals. I doubt you're going to have many people on LinkedIn who are like struggling to have a business idea. People who have business ideas and they want to become an entrepreneur, they're going to be on YouTube and Instagram.
okay.
So I would do short form version, 4 to 5 times a day, do a reel on the business decision you made. Watch the views, watch the comments. At the end of the week, take like the top 2 that got the most views and make a long form version of that on YouTube. Just expand on it. Make sense?
Got it. Yep.
All right. I want you to do that religiously for 30 days. Email me back and tell me how it went.
That's great. Thank you. Yep.